This question is asked in GATE 2017 of electronics. This is from digital subjects from combinational circuits and multiplexer concept. The question is, consider the circuit shown in the figure. The Boolean expression f implemented by the circuit is. So this is a cascaded circuit, right? So if I ask you to write the expression of z, so g is equals to, okay, so you get when this takes value 0, that is x bar, then this will be selected, that is y, plus when this takes value 1, that is x, it will select this 0, right? So basically this g, this is equals to, this is x bar y. When this takes value, this input will be available at output. When this will take value 1, this input will be available at outputs. So you get x bar y plus x dot 0, that equivalent to x bar y. Now what is this f? This f is equals to z bar g. Okay, if this is g means this is z bar. Then you have z g bar, right? When this takes value 0, so this will be selected because this is the 0th terminal, this is the first terminal. So z bar g plus z bar, right? Because if this is g, this will be z bar. So now let us substitute it here. So how much will you get this g bar? If I ask you, this is g, so g bar is x bar y whole complement, that is x plus y bar, right? X bar whole complement by De Morgan's law, it is x plus y bar. So z bar g, so z bar g, so z bar, then this is g means x bar y, then z g bar z, g bar means I am writing here x plus y bar. So you get this is x bar y z bar, then you get x z, then you get y bar z. So this is the expression of f. So you have x bar y z bar, then you have x z, and then you have y bar z. Okay, x bar y z bar x z, then you have y bar z. Yeah, that is given in option B. So that was the right answer for these questions. So very straightforward questions. Whenever you have a multiplexers of cascade structures, get the output of first multiplexers, use the current spanning expression in the output expression of the second multiplexers. So that's what is the right answer. This question is asked in GATE 2017 of electronics. This is from digital subjects and from finite state machine concept. The given question is the state diagram of a FSM designed to detect an overlapping sequence of 3 bits is shown in the figure. The FSM has an input in and output out. The initial state of FSM is S0. If the input sequence is 10 10 11 01 00 11 01 starting with leftmost bit, then the number of times out will be 1 is dash. Okay. So many informations are given, and in simple language let me tell you what is given. So there is a state diagrams like this, and the initial state is given S0. Okay. So I think you know this. What are the meaning of all these lines and what is being written? I think you know this. Now suppose for example, if I ask you what this is actually telling, what is the meaning of this arrow? The meaning of this arrow is, so if the present state is S0, okay, and if you give the input is equals to 1, right? This is the meaning of input equals to 1. Then the next state, so from S0 it makes a transition to state S1 and the output is 0, right? This is the meaning of this line. The meaning of this line is it is making a transition from S0 to S1. So I have given S0 and S1. When it is making, when input equals to 1, and if input equals to 1, then what is the corresponding output? Output equal to 0. So that is what is the meaning of this arrow. Similarly, you can decode all the given arrows. So what is being asked is, so this is the input sequence having initial state S0. So we are supposed to find if the input is given in this sequence, how many times output is equals to 1? How many times output is equals to 1? So this is the input sequence. Then I am writing here output sequence. And you see they have given clearly like starting with leftmost bit. So you should start from here to here, not from here to here, right? Okay. So if I am starting with this one, if the initial state is S0, if I am giving the like input is equals to 1. So because here if you see, so there are two cases are happening. One is this arrow, one is this arrow, right? If you select how they are different, this is in equal to 0, this is in equals to 1. Similarly, every cases you have such situations. So you have one situation for in equal to 0, in is equals to 1, in is equals to 1, and your in is equals to 0. Similarly, here also in is equal to 0, in equals to 1. So you have to see what is the inputs. Okay. So if the present state is S0, okay. So the what is the next state? So I'm making one more this thing for next state, and then I'm writing here the output sequence. All right. So if the present state is S0, if you are giving the input is equals to 1, so I am giving this input. So if I am giving input is equals to 1, it is coming to state S1. And when it comes to state S1, what is the corresponding output we are getting? We are getting output is equals to 0. So now you are at state S1, right? Initially you are at S0. By giving this input, you reach into S1. So now input is, the state is S1 and the input is 0. So when you give the input 0 here, so you can see it will go into S2 because this is for in is equals to 1. I am giving in equal to 0. It will go to state S2. And when it is going to state S2, the output what it is giving is output is equals to 0. So now I am at S2, that is here. So again, now I am giving the input 1. So if you are at S2, if you are giving input is equals to 1, so you will be making a transition to state S3. So state S3. So from S2, you are moving to state S3 because of the input 1. And while moving from state S2 to S3, what is the output you are getting? The output what you are getting is 1 only. So you reach here to S3 now. So you reached S3 and now you are giving the input is equals to 0. So you are at S3, now you are giving input equal to 0. So this arrow will be coming into picture, not this one, because this is for 1 and this is for 0. So if you are at S3 and now you give the input 0, so you are reaching to S2. But while going to S2, what is the output you are getting? It is same 0. So now you are at here S2 and now you are again giving it is 1. So if you give it 1, so where it is going? It is going here, right? Because this is for in equal to 0, but this is for in is equals to 1. So if you are at S2, if you give the input 1, you are moving to S3, okay, but out is 1. Out is 1. So now you are at S3, so that is here. So now you are again giving the input as 1. So if you give the input as 1, so where it is going? It is coming this way now, because earlier this was in equal to 0, but now this is in is equals to 1. So if you are at S3, if you give the input 1, then you are moving to S1. If you are moving to S1, but the output what you are getting is 0, right? So this is the S3 state. If you give input is equals to 1, you are moving here, but the output what you get is 0. So now you are at S1. So now you are at S1, that is here, and the input what you are giving is 0. So if the input is 0, so which transition it will follow? This will follow this transition, not this one, because this is meant for n equals to 1. This is meant for n equal to 0. So you are at right S1 and the input is 0. If the input is 0, you are moving to state S2 and the corresponding output is 0. So now you are at S2 and now you are at S2 and you are again giving the input 1. If you give the in is equals to 1, it is again moving to state 3 and the output is equals to 1. So now you are at S3 and now you are giving 0. So if you are at S3, if you give 0, it will take this one, right? So it will move to state S2 and the corresponding output is 0, right? So now you are at S2. So if you are at S2, now you are giving the input is 0. So if you are at S2, if you give the input equal to 0, so it is moving to state S0. Okay, it is moving to state S0. At the same time your out is equals to 0. So now you are at S0. So now you are at S0. Now what is the next input you are giving? Next input is 1. So if the next input is 1, it is moving to state S1 with the output of 0. So now you are at S1 and here you are giving the input as 1. So you can see here, if you are at S1, if you give the input 1, you are again coming back to same S1 with output equal to 0. So with output is equals to 0. So I was at S1, okay, output is equals to 0. Alright, next you are, okay, so this is what I have written. Now next input is 0. So you are at S1, so the next input is 0. So next input is 0 means you will be coming into state S2 and the output is how much? 0. Okay, so now you are at S2 and now the input is 1. So input is 1 means you will be again coming back into S3 and the output what you get is 1. So that's what. So this is the output sequence. If this is the input sequence, this is the output sequence, and they're asking how many times output will be 1. So you can see 1, 2, 3 and 4. So total 4 times out is equals to 1 if this is the input sequence by referring the state diagram. So this was a very straightforward questions. Only thing is the diagram is looking very like complicated, but this is like if you explain this to a kid also, he or she can easily do this, isn't it? So just you have to refer the arrow and you have to see where it is reaching. Okay, so let us again cross check, right? Okay, so I was at S0, so I have given the input 1 I have given. If I have given the input 1, I reach into S1 without equal to 0. So I reach S1 with output equal to 0. So now you are at S1. So at S1 you are giving the input 0. So you are coming to S2 without equal to 0. So S2 without equal to 0. Next, so you are at S2. Now you are giving the input 1. If you give input 1, so it is coming from S2 to S3 without equals to 1. So S2 to S3 without equals to 1. So now you are at S3. So the next input is 0. So next input is 0 means it is moving to S2 without equal to 0. So it is moving to S2 without equal to 0. So now you are at S2. So the next input is 1. So if you give the input 1, it is moving from S2 to S3 again. So it is moving from S2 to S3 again without equals to 1. So now here you are here. So you are at S3 and the input what you are giving is, you are giving it is 1. So if you give the input 1, it is moving to S1 without equal to 0. So it is moving to S1 without equal to 0. So you are at S1 now. So you are at S1 now and the next input what you are giving is 0. So if you are at S1 and if you give the input as 0, so what do you get? So you are again coming back into S2 without equal to 0. So now you are at S2, okay, and the next input what you are giving is 1. So if you give the 1, so it is coming to S3 without equals to 1. So we reach S3. So you are at S3 now. Now you are again giving the input 0. So if you are at S3, if you give the input 0, you are moving to S2 without equal to 0. So I move to S2 without equal to 0. So now I am at S2 and then I am giving the input 0. So now I am at S2 and I am giving the input as 0. So if you are at S2, if you give the input as 0, so you are reaching into S0 without equal to 0. So I am reaching to S0 without equal to 0. So now I am at S0 and the input is 1. So if the input is 1, so we are moving to S1 without equal to 0. So you are moving to S1 without equal to 0. So now you are at S1. So the input is 1 now. If the input is 1, you can see you are again at same S1 without equal to 0, right? So now you are at S1 and the input is 0. So if the input is 0 means you are coming to S2 without is equals to how much? 0. So here. So now you are at S2 and again the input is 1. So you are again moving from what? S2 to S3 without equals to 1. So totally everything is fine. So we got output 1 4 times this 4 times. So actually if you refer all these diagrams, this is the only transitions, this is the only transition where output equals to 1. That means you are expecting S2 to S3 transitions when in is equals to 1. When in is equals to 1. So everywhere there is when S2 to S3 transition this, S2 to S3 transition this, S2 to S3 transition this, and S2 to S3 transition this. So you are getting it is 1. And obviously the corresponding inputs which is making from S2 to S3 transition is nothing but equals to 1 only. Like I was at S2, if I give the input 1, it is moving to S3 like that. So answer is 4. So whenever you get such kind of questions based on state diagrams, don't leave them, just read the question carefully, use common sense. Most of the cases till now, whatever question has been asked based on finite state machines, nowhere complicated question is observed. Only thing is the way they frame the questions, it looks terrible, but the solutions are generally simple like this. So the answer is 4 for this. This question asked in GATE 2017 of electronics. This is from digital and from logic family topic. The given question is, for the circuit shown in the figure, P and Q are inputs and Y is output. The logic implemented by circuit is XOR, XNOR, NOR, OR. Okay. So this is what is the circuit given. We have to say what it is implementing, like XOR, XNOR, or like that, the options they have given. Okay. So we can see Y is the outputs and the inputs are P and Q. Inputs are P and Q. So I am making a table. This is P, this is Q, and this is your Y. So we have 4 possible combinations. So with respect to this, we'll be finding the corresponding outputs. Now for understanding purpose, so if let's say this node is some node, let's say it is X node, okay? If this node is X, so because this is the same line, this node is also X. Okay, now see this carefully. If I am making P is equal to 0 and Q is equal to 0, what's going to happen? If P is equal to 0 and Q is equal to 0, I am making, this is logic 0 or 0 volt. So this is also 0 volts. So if this is 0 volts, so it says node X, so this is at 0 volts. If this is 0 volts, so this is at 5 volts, because output of logic 0, if you give it to NOT gate, if you give the input NOT gate logic 0, its output is logic 1. Logic 1 corresponds to 5 volts. So this is 5 volts. Now the main thing that we have to observe, that when I am making both are 0, 0, so X is 0 volts and X is 5 volts. This is contradicting. Simultaneously, you cannot have two different voltage for a single node. So this is actually invalid circuit. In fact, this is a grace mark questions they have given that year IIT people. Okay, initially they have given some keys, but later it was challenged by students, and then they have given grace marks because of this ambiguity. So in this case, so what is Y? So this is a invalid circuits in this case, because we are getting two different voltage at a same node. That's not possible. But what's going to happen if I'm giving 5 volts, 5 volts? So 5 volts, 5 volt means logic 1, logic 1. If you give 5 volts, 5 volts, so here X is 5 volts, and if you give 5 volts, this is logic 1, so this is logic 0. Logic 0 corresponds to 0 volts. Now see, so we have again the same situations. If I'm giving both are 5, 5 or logic 1, so we are getting X is 5, we are getting X is 0. Just the opposite case of the previous one. So again here we have getting two different voltages for a single node, which is invalid. So whenever P and Q take same values like 0, 0 or 1, 1, or in terms of voltage both 0 volts or both 5 volts, we are getting a contradiction because X is taking two different values simultaneously, which is not possible because a node can have always unique voltage at any moment of time. Now let's go the other one. So this is 0 volts and this is 5 volts, that is 0, 1 I'm giving, okay. So I hope you know this, right? 0 volts corresponds to logic 0, 5 volt corresponds to logic 1. This is what by default we take in case of positive logic system. Unless until not specified any questions, we can always stick into these conventions. So now you see, if I'm giving this is 0 volts, so here also I'm getting 0 volts. If I'm giving this is 5 volts, so that is logic 1, so you'll get this output logic 0, this is also 0 volts. So here there is no issues. Because of this NOT gate, what is happening is whatever you'll give, its complement you'll get here. So whenever both of them are opposite state, like both are not same, there won't be any issue. But whenever they are same, there will be issue. Okay. Now see, so we got 0 volt, 0 volts. Now what is being happening is to this, we are giving the input 0. And if you give this 0 to this, what's going to happen? So this particular PMOS, so this will be on and this will be off, because if X is coming 0, that means to this we are giving 0 volts, and to this also we are giving it 0 volt, because this is the same line, right? 0 volt, 0 volts. So 0 volt means PMOS is on and NMOS is off. So obviously if PMOS is on, so this will behave like a short circuit, and if this will behave like a short circuit, this node voltage will be same as this same voltage, whatever is being sorted. So you'll get this is 5 volts. Are you getting or not? So 0 and 5 volts means the output will be 5 volts, which corresponds to logic 1. Once again I'm telling, so this is 0 volt, this is 5 volts, so this is 0 volts and this is also 0 volts. So this is a P and NMOS, this is actually a CMOS inverter basically, if you see. This is basically CMOS inverter if you know these standard circuits. Otherwise, even if you don't know also, so if this is 0, this is also 0. So this is receiving 0, this is also receiving 0. So PMOS will be on, NMOS will be off. If PMOS is on, so this will work like a short circuit. In other words, so this is 0 volts means, so the PMOS will be replaced by a short circuit. If this is replaced by a short circuit, this node is equivalent to the same node because this is the same sorted path. So this is 5 volts means you'll get, this is called to 5 volt. 5 volt corresponds to logic 1. That's what I've written, logic 1. But what's going to happen if I'm giving 1 and 0? So this is 1 and 0. So logic 1, logic 0 means 5 volts and 0 volts. So 5 volt if you give means, so this will be your 5 volts. and this is also here 5 volts, because if this is 0, so this will be 5 volts. Now the input to this NMOS is 5 volts. If this is 5 volts, so this will be open circuits off and this will be on now. If this is on now, you can see, so this node voltage will be same as this node voltage because it is the same node. So you are again getting this is logic 1. So that's why some people that year what they said is, because 0 1 output is 1, 1 0 output is 1. Some people are thinking because of when the inputs are not same, we are getting output 1. It matches with the logic of XOR gate. And even IIT people initially they have given the answer XOR, right? But later when it is challenged for the first and last combinations, they have given it is grace mark questions. But strictly speaking, this is a grace mark question. It's the wrong questions. Okay, but if this could have been asked, right? So I mean, so for when inputs are not same, like this and these cases, what are the corresponding outputs? So that case we could have said the answer would have been logic 1, logic 1. Okay, but in general for all input combinations, this circuit is not valid. So the answer is, no answer is correct in this case. This question is asked in GATE 2017 of electronics. This is from digital subjects and from semiconductor memory topic. The given question is, in a DRAM, okay, so 4 options are given. So the options are periodic refreshing is not required, information stored in a capacitor, information stored in a latch, and both read-write operation can be done simultaneously. So these are 4 options given. So if you remember, how does a DRAM cell look like? The standard circuit diagram of DRAM cell is something like this. So this is basically the word line and this is basically is the bit line. So this is nothing but a single bit DRAM cell. This is single bit DRAM cell. Okay, so we have one capacitor and we have this MOS. So this MOS actually it works like a switch. Okay, so this MOS works like a switch. Actually, if I want to store, let's say logic 1, if I want to store logic 1, so what I'll be doing is, like I'll be, selecting this one, this WL equals to 1, so the switch will be closed, and here I can give logic 1, so that when this is 1, it will be short circuit, and whatever I'll give, it will be available here. So basically, if I want to store logic 1, so that logic 1 information will be stored in form of a voltage in this capacitor. Similarly, if I will connect it to 0, so this will also be connected to 0. So basically, the information which is getting stored, it is getting stored in the form of charge or voltage in a capacitor. So information stored in capacitor, this is the right answers. And you know the tendency of capacitor, it used to leak or it used to discharge its voltage, right? So if you are observing at present point of time, if it is 5 volt and if it gets a discharging path, it will discharge, and in all practical circuits, it used to discharge. So let's say 5 volt is there. If today you have stored 5 volts, so tomorrow if I come, you may see it is 0. 5 becomes 0. So that's why periodic refreshing is needed, so that if, in case if it is dropping its voltage, beyond certain level, again it should be filled up, it should be refreshed to 5 volts. So periodic refreshment is needed. So it is saying periodic not required is the wrong informations, is the wrong options. And third one is saying information stored like in the form of a latch. So information stored in the form of latch, this happens in the SRAM case, right? So where we used to connect to not get back to back and all, but it's not the cases. This will be true for S, not for DRAM. So this is a false statement. Both read-write operation can be done. This is again bullshit, right? So we used to actually have one more buffer actually, read-write buffer. So at a time only one of the function is to happen. Reading, writing simultaneously, how it will happen? So that is again a meaningless statement. So answer is the second statement. Information in DRAM stored in the form of a capacitors. This question is asked in GATE 2017 of electronics. This is from digital subjects and from combination circuit topic. The question is, figure 1 shows a 4-bit ripple carry adder realized using full adders, and figure 2 shows the circuit of full adders. The propagation delay of XOR and OR gates in figure 2 are 20 nanosecond, 15 nanosecond, 10 nanosecond respectively. Assume all the input to 4-bit adders are initially reset to 0. At t equal to 0, the input to 4-bit adders are changed to x3, x2, x1, x0 equals to 1, 1, 0, 0, y3, y2, y1, y0 equals to 0, 1, 0, 0, and z0 equals to 1. The output of ripple carry adder will be stable at dash nanoseconds. Okay, so let me summarize actually what information given and what we are supposed to find it out. So this is a standard 4-bit ripple carry adders, right? You all know this kind of circuits, and this ripple carry adder is comprising of 4 full adders, and every full adder is comprising of this particular circuits, where we have used XOR gate, AND gate, OR gate. The delay of XOR gates are given 20, delay of AND gates are given 15, and delay of OR gates is given 10 nanoseconds. Okay. They have given one important statements. Initially, all inputs are reset to 0. You see the statement which is given in the questions. So the intention of this particular adder is to add 2 numbers, your X, Y, and the initial carry is Z0. So initially, all inputs are reset to 0. So that's the reason why every inputs I written it is 0. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Every inputs are set to 0. Right? So if every inputs are 0, so they have given reset to 0, it means that every inputs are 0 initial. That's what it means. If every inputs are 0, so if I ask you, if you are adding 0 with 0, what do you get? You get zeros. So if somebody is saying that initially all the inputs are reset, that means initially all the inputs are 0, it means that the corresponding outputs, they are also initially reset. So before applying the next new set of input which we are applying at t equal to 0 as per the questions, this is the initial condition of the circuits. Because all the initial conditions are 0, it means every output of the systems are by default 0 before applying the new set of input at t equal to 0. So this is the situations before t equal to 0. Alright. Now note that in this case the question is output of a ripple carry adder will be stable at dash nanoseconds. See the word stable. Okay. We are getting one more popular category of questions from ripple carry adder. What is the worst case propagation delay? So such kind of questions are very popular, but such kind of questions, what we are going to solve, these are very rare questions. So if the question would have been asked, what is the worst case propagation delay of this adder? The answer is different. And the question which is asked in this case, output of ripple carry will be stable at how much time? These two questions are completely different. Worst case propagation delay means it is independent of inputs. You have to find the worst case. So it is given by well-known formula n-1 into propagation delay of carry plus maximum of propagation delay of carry and propagation delay of sum. So I hope you know this formula. In this case, n is 4 because it's a 4-bit adder. So 4 minus 1, 3 into propagation delay of carry, okay, plus maximum this. You have to find the delay of this and delay of this. So the carry bits, and you can substitute there, that is the answers. Suppose if that is the question they would have asked. So you know, if you assume that all these inputs are applied at t equal to 0 for reference, you will get this at 20 nanoseconds. And this is already available to you at 0. So you are getting both of the input at 20, its own delay is 20. You would have got this sum at 40 nanosecond, 20 plus 20, 40. Similarly, so because both of these are available at t equal to 0, so you will get this at 15 nanoseconds. So this also you are getting at 15 nanoseconds. If I am asking for this, so this is available to you at 20 and this is available to you at 0. So at what time both inputs are available? 20. At 20 both inputs are available, its own delay is 15. So 20 plus 15, you are going to get this is 35. So you are getting this input at 35 and you are getting this input at 15. At what time both inputs are available is 35. So 35 both inputs are available, its own delay is 10. So 35 plus 10, so this is your 45. This is the way to calculate the delay from a given circuits. Worst possibility, these are the worst possibilities. So if that could have been the questions, then answer in this case would have been 4 minus 1 is 3. So 3 into propagation delay of carry is 45 plus maximum of 45 and 40. So this is 135 plus maximum of 45 and 40 is 45. So I would have got the answer 180 nanoseconds. This could have been the answer if the question is for worst case propagation delay. But please note that this question is not in that. I'm explaining this one because people are carry forward by this approach and later they check why the answer is not matching 180. Okay. So here the question is not to find the worst case propagation delay, rather the question is to find at what time the output will be stable. At what time the output will be stable, right? So this is not the question, okay? So let's be very clear. Now the point is this, you see. So this all information I am erasing simply, so it is of no use to me. So for that purpose only I have just shown you this. Okay, so for that purpose I have shown you. Okay, so this is what initially, it's very clear, it should be clear. See, if you are going to add 1 1 0 0 0 1 0 0, this is x, this is y, and the initial carry is 1, right? See, what you are going to get if you add it, the sum you are going to get, this is 1, this is 0, 1 1, sum is 0, carry is 1, 1 1, sum is 0, and carry is 1. So basically for this inputs, so we'll see what is going to happen in this, we'll see. So what is being expected is, so finally it is expected the corresponding sum bits, so they become 0 0 0, this is 1, and the final carry bit which is 0, so that will become 1, the final carry bit is 1. So basically if you make comparisons, initially this is the situations, finally when I am going to add this and this, my expected output is 0 0 0 1, and it is also saying the final carry of this one, so this 0 should also be 1, this 0 should also be 1. Under what inputs? The input is, you see x3 x2 x1 x0 are 1 1 0 0, so this is 1, this is 1, so let's not make circle, it will again confuse 0, right? Yeah, so this is 1, this is 1, this is 0, this is 0. Similarly, y is 0 1 0 0, so 0 1 0 and 0, 1 1 0 0, and this is 0 1 0 0. So inputs are changing to these values at t equals to 0, and my final expected output is these things, right? These things. So you make a comparison. The red color pens are the initial state, and your final destination is this bit you should get. Now when I say when they will be stable means, you should check after how much minimum time you are going to get these corresponding things. After how much time you are going to get the corresponding bit. If I ask you where you are observing the change in bit pattern, so I can see finally I am going to get a change in bit pattern here, and I am going to see a bit pattern here. In other words, these bits, they are same, whatever they are initially, they are still same. Okay, so they are stable. So as far as this bit addition is concerned, this number additions are concerned, so if I speak in terms of the ripple carry adder, the S3, S2, S1, these bits are by default stable, because whatever is there initially, the same thing you are going to get even after addition of this. So they are by default stable. Stable means they are in that, like corresponding state of that corresponding result. They are already in that particular state. So you are not going to observe any change here. So they are the final values. So the black color pens what I have written, they are the final value, which is also there in the initial cases. But you are observing some change here and change here. But we have to also see what changes we are going to get on this carry. Now see, if you add 0 0 and this Z0, like this is given 1, right? You can see here. So they are saying at t equal to 0, you are making x3, x2, xy, and Z0 is 1. So I am making Z0 equals to 1. Now see, if you are adding 0 0 1, so obviously you are going to get a change here. At the same time you are also going to get a change here. So I am putting a box here. So here you are observing a change. Okay, so we are going to what I did is, so here you will not get any carry, right? Sorry, why you will get carry here if you are adding 0 0 1. 0 0 1 if you add, you will get the sum bit is 1 and carry bit is 0. So earlier it is 0, now also it is 0. Fine. Now coming to this adder, the inputs are 0 0 0 and this carry is now also 0. So here also you are going to get this carry also 0. Are you getting or not? Initially I have added 0 0 1, observe the black color pens. So if you want I can erase the red, observe the black color pen. 0 0 1 if you add, sum is 1, carry is 0. So sum bit which was 0, it is supposed to be changed to 1, carry bit is still 0. Coming to this adder, it will add this, this and this. So 0 0 0, sum is 0 and the corresponding carry is 0. Coming to this particular adder, so now onwards the analysis is actually a bit complicated. See here, the input to this adder is 0 1 1. So if you add 0 1 1, this sum is 0, sum bit is not going to change. If you add 0 plus 1, sum is 0 and carry is 1. So here you are going to get a change in carry bit. So I am putting it in box. So now the input to this particular adder is 0, 1 and this 1. So again this sum bit will be same, but you are going to get a change in this carry bit. So the carry, if you added 1, 1, sum is 0 and the carry is 1. So basically in this entire addition process of these numbers which is given in the questions, so what are the changes you are going to see? So with respect to initial state, if you make comparison, one change you are going to get here, one change you are going to get here, one change you are going to get here. So in the rest of the bits I am not going to see any changes. Now the question is, so coming to this particular case, what time I will get the corresponding stable things? See here. At what time you are applying these inputs? You are applying this input at t equal to 0. So at t equals to 0, I am applying the inputs. Okay, I am applying the inputs. What input you have applied? You made xn equal to 0, yn equal to 0 and zn equals to 1. So let us also do one thing here. So initially, because everything was reset state, so all the output of the gates are also 0 by default, because if you make all inputs 0 in this XOR gate, AND gate, OR gate cases, by default they are 0, right? Because 0 XOR 0 is 0, 0 AND with 0 is 0, 0 OR with 0 is 0, right? So you are making these changes at what time? At t equal to 0. So my interest in this case is at what time I am going to get it. If I am getting it, I will say okay, the corresponding stable state of S0 I have achieved. So I will check now. Okay, see. So 0, 0, 1 if I am given, so see here what way it is going to influence. So this one is coming to here. So you got this one. So if you are going to get this one, so at what time you got this one? So you got this one at t equal to 0 itself. Why? Because you are giving the input at t equal to 0. So this is reaching to this at t equals to what time? At t equals to 0 only, right? At t equal to 0, it is receiving the input 1. Okay. And already this bit is 0, which was stable state. If I ask you at what time you will get this corresponding outputs, so the answer is you got this both of the inputs at 0, 0 plus 20 at 20 nanoseconds you will get it. So this one you will get at t equals to 20 nanoseconds. At t equal 20 nanoseconds, I will get the stable state corresponds to the bit S0. Now some of you may have doubt, sir, what about these inputs? So this input is no way going to play any role in my analysis, because 0 XOR 0 is by default 0 and this 0 is already there in the previous state. Initial when all are reset also it is 0. So the corresponding stable state was 0, which is the input to this XOR gate. So basically the input to this XOR gate what I am expecting are available at t equal to 0. So at t equal to 0 they are available, its own delay is 20. So 0 plus 20 at 20 nanosecond you will get it. As simple as that. Are you getting or not? So you have given this at t equals to 0. At t equals 0 this one is coming and this 0 is already there. So from 0 you need 20 nanoseconds. So at 20 nanosecond you got this corresponding outputs. Alright. So fine, I got this. Now my next interest is to observe when do I get this change. Now let us see. Okay. See this carefully. What time we will get it. Okay. So I am erasing these all. Now you see. Dekho. Coming to this particular change, my target is to cover up all these three. Okay, coming to this particular change, see what are the input you are giving. The input you are giving Zn equal to 0 for this adder, Zn equal to 0, Xn equals to 1, Yn equals to 1, Xn equals to 1, Yn equals to 1. Now the point is, you observe this carefully. This x1, x2, x3, like this x0, x1, x2, x3, y0, y1, y2, y3, all the bits you are applying simultaneously at t equal to 0 only. So coming to this particular adder, if I am asking for this particular adder, initially when I said all are in reset states, so all are in reset state. So when I say all are reset state, by default this is the original situations. By default this is the original situations. What time? Before t equal to 0, before applying any inputs, this is the situation of this particular adder. So which adder? This adder I am speaking. Before applying any inputs, before t equal to 0, this is the scenario. So the scenario is like this. So this is the scenario, okay. So before t equal to 0, this is the scenario. Alright, everything is 0. Now what I am making is, at t equal to 0, now I am giving the new set of input this adder. What are the inputs? 1, 1 and 0. So now what I am doing is, I am making this to 1 and here also it was 0, right? So this 0 also I am making it 1 and this 0, it is still same 0 is there, right? Because this is still 0. Alright. So what's going to happen? So the output corresponds to 1 and 1 is still 0. But what is your target? Your target is for the carry, not for the sum, because you are not observing any change in the sum bit, you are observing the change in the carry. So your target is when do you get this particular one, when you will get this one at this point. That is what you should check. So if I check that way, so this gate delay will not getting involved while calculation of this particular thing. So if I'm checking for this, I need this signal, I need this signal. Okay, so what's going to happen then? See. So these inputs I'm applying at t equal to 0, right? Because these inputs I'm applying at t equal to 0. So if the inputs are 1 and 1 to this, so the output of this particular bit is 1. At what time you are going to get it? You are going to get this at t equals to 15 nanosecond. Why? Because at t equal to 0 I have given the inputs and 0 plus its own delay is 15. So at 15 nanosecond you are going to get it. So you are going to get this at t equals to 15 nanoseconds. Okay. Now you need this bit, right? So you already got one of the input at 15 nanoseconds. When do you get this inputs? And what is this inputs basically? This input is still 0, na? This input is still 0 because if you see to this particular and output of this AND gate is input to this. So output of this particular gate is what? Still 0, na? Why it is 0? Because even if you are making this is what are the inputs? This is basically 0 and this is also 0. So the next thing is again it is 0 only. So basically whatever was there in the reset state, the same thing is still there. So this input is already in stable state. So this input I am getting at 15 nanosecond and its own delay is 10. So 15 plus 10 at 25 nanosecond you got this corresponding stable state. So when you got this one, that answer is it is 25 nanoseconds. You got this at what time? At 25 nanoseconds. 1 second I am telling you. So the change on input I made at t equal to 0. So my target is to check this because sum is already in stable state. I am not worried about this bit. I am worried about this bit because here I am getting a change. The corresponding stable state I haven't got. I should check at what time I will get the stable states like the way I did for 20 here. Okay. So if I am applying here at 1 1, you can see because this is still 0. So this bit and this bit will not change because if you are making Z equal to 0, so output of this AND gate is still 0. So this particular bit, whatever the new things we are going to suppose you are expecting with respect to 1 1, it is same as the old combinations. That means before t equal to 0, whatever the 0 was there, even at t equal to 0, whatever change you are making, this is not going to change. So the corresponding stable input for this is coming at t equal to 15 and its own delay is 10. So 15 plus 10, that is 25 nanosecond. So you got this at 25 nanoseconds. Now the discussion is regarding the last full adder. For the last full adder, what are the inputs? For the last full adder, the inputs are again it is 0, 1 and this thing. So the inputs what you are giving is you are giving 0, you are giving 1 and we are giving this Z equals to also 1. So these are the changes we are making in this case. Now what is the consequence of this? So consequence of this is again your interest is not to find the corresponding sum because it's already in stable states. Your interest is to find the corresponding carry. So you have to check it out at what time you are going to get the corresponding carry. At what time you are going to get the corresponding carry. Because the input I made is, what is the input I made? I made 1, I made 1, I made 0. So these two are 0, 1 and this is nothing but your 1. Okay. Now once again the same story will again continue. But the point is at what time these things are happening. So these things x equal to 0, y equals to 1. So these are available at t equal to 0 only because the inputs are applied at t equal to 0. But this one, this Z3 equals to 1, this is the input to this, right? So this you are getting this at what time? You are getting this at t equals to 25 nanosecond because you got this one at 25 nanoseconds. So here I am observing that the new input is coming to me which was 0, it has changed to 1 at t equal 25. So this I got at 25. Again as I said, my target is to reach here, not here. So what I should do? So because I am getting this at 25 nanoseconds, so you are again going to get this at 25 nanoseconds. So because this is also same line, so this is also same 25. Now see, if the input is 0, 1 to this, then what is this particular outputs? So this is 0 and if it is 0, 1 to this, so this is your 1, so this is also your 1 and this is 1 means this is also 1, 1 and 1, this is your 1 and this is your 1. So the input is 0, 1, this output is 1 and if this is 1, this is also 1 and this is 1, this is also 1, 1 1, this is 1, and this is anyway, this is input is 0 on me, this is 0 and this is 1. Now let us make analysis at what time you are going to get this 1 0 whatever I said. Like I said, this is happening at t equal to 0, this happened at t equals to 25. Now if I ask you at what time this is happening, at what time we are getting this is 1, so the answer is at t equals to 20. Why? Because the input to this XOR gates are available at t equal to 0 and its own delay is 20. So you are going to get this at t equals 20. So basically this one is available to me at t equals to 20. So you are getting this one at t equals to 20. Now if I ask you when you are getting this one getting available, if I am asking you, so this one you are getting available at what time? At t equals to 25 nanosecond of time. So basically initially whatever the state it was having, the new state you are getting at 25 nanoseconds, right? If I ask you at what time you will get this one, so the answer is you are getting both of the inputs at 25, right? I cannot say 20 because if I am checking 20, this is not available to me. So both of the inputs are available to me at 25 and its own delay is 15. So 25 plus 15, you are going to get this as t equals to 40. 25 plus 15, 40. So at 40 nanosecond you got it. And anyway, what time you are getting this 0? So this 0 you are going to get at t equals to 15 nanosecond only. T equals to 15 nanosecond only. Why? Because these inputs are available to you at t equal to 0. So its own delay is 15. So you are going to get 15. So you are getting this input at 40 nanosecond, you are getting this as 15 nanosecond. At what time both of the inputs are available means answer is 40. So at 40 both inputs are available and its own delay is 10. So the final output you are going to get this as 15 nanoseconds. So the answer of this question is 50 nanoseconds. Okay. The answer of this question is 50 nanoseconds. So this is basically a bit tricky question, and that year in GATE 2017, this question answer key which was given by IIT was 70 nanoseconds. Initially they have given it is 70, but again many people challenged and the key they have revised it to 50. Okay, so if the game is basically getting changed because of the word stable. So here your focus is not to calculate the worst case delay. Your focus is when do I get the corresponding final state. So you have to always check about this particular circuit diagram, what time you are going to get the corresponding changes. Like in this case I have shown you, so that at t equals to 20 you are getting this stable state, at t equal to 25 you are getting the stable state, and for this you are getting this at t equals to 50. So if I am allowing 50 nanosecond, the corresponding stable state I got it. So the summary of the story is, initially I have all zeros, and finally whatever the bit pattern I am observing, I am getting changes in 3 places, this place and this place. This I am getting at 20, this I am getting at 25, this at 50. So basically what time the circuit output is completely stable means answer is 50. It means if I am going for 50, automatically the corresponding bits I already got it. So why you got this is 50 means the corresponding inputs, that is this one, you are getting at 25. Why you are getting at 25 also we have said, right? Because the result of this one, why you are getting means because the inputs are 1 and 1. So now the point is, this 0 is not introducing any kind of previous delay, right? Because the initial state which was 0, the still same 0 is continuing. So fresh at t equal to 0, you are giving the input 1 and 1. So if you are giving the input at t equal to 0, it is 1 and 1. So the delay which is getting involved is the delay of this and this gate only, because 1 1 it will process, it will take 15 nanoseconds. So and its own delay is 10, 15 plus 10, 25. You are 25, you are going to get this. It's happening because this 0, it is, you are not getting any, you are not including any delay to get this 0. It is already 0 in the initial condition itself. So I don't have to wait anything for this. So directly I will check what is the input to this. It is 1 1 0. So whether I have to wait some time to get this 0, answer is no. So at t equal to 0, the input is 1 and 1, and you are getting at 1, you are getting this at 25 nanoseconds. So which was t equal to 0 for this, but now you don't have option for 0. You are getting this 1 at 25. If this could have been again 0, then I would have again taken the reference for 0 for this. But the reference for this it was 0, but the reference for this is 25, because at 25 nanosecond you are getting this. If at 25 you are getting this and the inputs you are giving is 0, 1 and 1. So finally So as I said, if this is happening at 25, then this you are going to get at 40, because this is happening at 25. This you are getting at 20, because this is at t equal to 0, its own delay is 20. So at t equals 25, both inputs are available. So at 25 plus 15, at 40 you are going to get this. At 40 you are going to get this, and this you are going to get at 15 nanosecond, because if the inputs are applied at 0, then its own delay is 15. So you are going to get this at t equals to 15 nanosecond, this 0 basically. So this you are getting at 40, this you are getting at 15. So at t equals to 40, both inputs are available, its own delay is 10, you are going to get this at 15 nanoseconds. My concentration is not at all going to divert it towards this S3, S2, S1, S0. If you are interested, you can find it out, no issues. Okay, because they are already in stable state, we don't have to worry. In case if I ask you what's going to happen in this case, so for even for this sum bit also if you check, no problem, because it's already 0, no point to think about it. So the answer is 15 nanoseconds. Okay, think these solutions coolly. If you listen this, what I explained, you'll automatically get what things we are actually targeting, right? The only major thing is somebody should think like we are not supposed to give the worst case propagation delay answers, rather I am supposed to give the corresponding stable state. So I am observing how many changes are happening. So 3 changes are happening basically, right? And I am checking how these 3 changes are happening at what time. So like this happened 20, that is 25, and that is 50. So the answer that after 50 nanosecond this circuit is in stable state, or I am going to get the final output correspond to the new set of input which I applied at t equal to 0. Answer is 50 for this.